broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I swear to God, I'm gonna bring it back. Got me going, Django.
Pretending I know this song. Pretending I know this song. Dale, what the hell is this?
This is Wiz Khalifa featuring John Cena.
What? I thought it was Wale.
Yeah, we were wrong. Yeah.
Oh,
different
man.
W rap artist.
Yeah. Does he also like wrestling? Because Wale is a big wrestling fan.
Oh yeah.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's at every event.
Wale is maybe starting his own wrestling league. That's the rumor.
Is Wiz Khalifa gonna be in it? Because I mean, why else do you have John Cena?
In the bantamweight division.
I mean, Cena hasn't been spitting for like 9 years. All
It's
of a
for
sudden,
the WWE 2K15 soundtrack, Dolly.
God.
Things have changed while you were gone.
A lot has changed while I was gone. Welcome to the Monday Night Raw After Show right here at AfterBuzz TV, everyone. It's good to be back. Actually, it's just my hologram. Yeah, Bray Wyatt's gonna attack you any moment, so heads up.
You warned us that you wrote a joke about yourself.
That wasn't a joke. That was actually, I forgot what I had written, and that was just me saying it because I thought of a hologram.
That's real. He's really a hologram.
Okay.
Let's just, you know, give me a Sour Patch Kid. Let's do this. All right, guys. Yeah, at Jay Quasso on Twitter. Next to me, she's lovely. She's the one person on earth who likes sweets more than I do. Find her on Twitter at Cathy Kelley. She's Cathy Kelley.
Hey.
What's up, girl?
I'm good.
How much did you miss? Who sat in my seat while I was gone?
Dale.
Yep, kept it real warm for you.
So y'all teamed up.
Oh, yeah.
We're actually trying to figure out how to get him to sit here and like not make it awkward.
We didn't want to break your spirit so early in your return.
See what happens, audience? I come back and this is what I deal with.
You replaced.
This is what you deal with?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Sitting across from me. Find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale.
Hey, that's me.
He's wearing a Wyatt family shirt and what looks like a Wyatt family vest because it's all gross and yellow. He's Dale Rutledge.
Maybe this shirt is an illusion.
Yeah, you're actually shirtless.
You sound kind of bitter.
Huh?
You sound kind of bitter.
No, not bitter at all. Even though you guys
Much like those Sour Patch Kids.
even though my teammates are conspiring against me.
I'm sweet. He's sour.
I'm with you, bro. Don't worry. Me and you.
My teammate in the Survivor Series elimination match apparently happening tonight. He's one of the stars of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Him and I called a match together yesterday. That was fun.
It was.
It was great. And find him on Twitter at XTIAN Cole. Part of the coalition, he's Christian Cole.
I made my Twitter handle as confusing as possible.
You did. Change that shit, man.
It's
Just
not as
search-
bad as Jerick Matthews.
That's true.
Which is a totally different name altogether.
AKA now Ty Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You can
But
change it.
Well, you could just search Christian Cole. It's 2014, so just search that.
You could.
You know.
Search
Or
it.
just figure out how to spell Xgen Cole.
Yeah, right.
Stop being so difficult.
sorry.
Is there a Christian
If you
Cole
tell
on
me to
Twitter?
stop, I'll stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Done. But is there a Christian Cole on Twitter?
The president of Sierra Leone, or if I don't know if that's a city or a
How
country,
dare
but his
he.
name is Christian Cole.
How dare he?
There's
So
a
you're
baseball
not
player.
very Googleable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Googleable.
quite Google.
You're telling me that the guy that allows blood diamonds is allowed to have Christian Cole as a Twitter name?
Right? And there's a baseball player. There's a baseball player.
I name baseball fairly often.
Yeah.
Who has baseball diamonds?
His name's
Yeah.
And
Christian
he's allowed to
Cologne.
have a.
Baseball blood diamonds.
You should be Christian Cole 1. That's what you should do.
I should.
Make it happen.
Yeah, I will.
I think the show is about wrestling.
Yeah, let's get into it. Speaking of wrestling, go ahead.
That song though, that was playing throughout our entire intro, and I still didn't hear the John Cena.
No,
part.
Yeah, where's the Johns? Is it a 7-minute remix? Like, what exactly happened?
DJ Steven? What's the deal?
You just can't see him.
Oh, you
Can't hear him
son
either.
of
Can't
a...
even hear him.
Oh, you're such a dirt devil, Steven. All right.
A vacuum?
Dust
I
up.
don't know, man. It's been a couple weeks. Give me a break.
You're fine. You're fine.
So to tie this into, okay, so my trip to the Middle East and Africa, the coolest part about it, not the coolest part, but tying it in this show. So it was with Armed Forces Entertainment, right? And so I get there, I start talking to the guy that organized the whole thing for Armed Forces Entertainment. Turns out You know how when you watch Tribute to the Troops for WWE every year? Lately, they've been doing a live event at like a military base in America, and then they have like footage from overseas in the Middle East. Turns out Vince McMahon, for 12 years running, has been flying to the Middle East for a couple days with like 4 superstars, take a whole bunch of pictures, they meet everyone, footage, and they splice them all together. So you see the wrestling show along with footage from the Middle East. The dude that organized my tour, he's the one that's been doing it with Vince for like 12 years. Massive wrestling fan.
Nice.
Yeah, we talked wrestling for 2.5 weeks straight.
That's
Just
awesome.
Amazing.
So your
we got
life
put together.
was exactly like it was here.
Him and I were trying to find Monday Night Raw. Like the one part in Ethiopia, the soldiers got to watch 24 hours after it aired, and the feed was so bad, it was like watching scrambled porn in the 80s. Like, it was really hard to watch.
We know
Which you
nothing
were
about that at all.
very
I don't know
used
what that's
to.
about.
Yeah, I admit it. What dude didn't watch scrambled porn as a kid?
No.
I digress. The point is...
What are you talking about? The 80s? What's the 80s?
The point is, a lot of wrestling fans in the military, and it was great. And turns out that guy does shows with Vince every year, which is pretty
That's
cool.
pretty dope.
Yeah.
Sweet. So
Small
you got a
world.
job with WWE and you're leaving.
Yeah, we'll see on that. Anyways, let's get to Monday Night Raw in San Antonio.
Yo. Thank you. Why would you abbreviate that?
Who doesn't? Everyone says
He's
San
really
Antonio.
into breves.
He doesn't like
He isn't into
vowels.
briefs.
You know, remember the Alamo, guys. So the Authority hits the ring first. What? What?
The Authority. They're the Authority.
The Authority hits the ring with the Security.
Security.
And this is going to be a fun show. And Triple H basically says that the main event last night was a standard bearer for the WWE. Also mentions Randy Orton lost to John Cena. Mentions that about 9 times. Then they bring out Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins says, I'm finally rid of Dean Ambrose. Tonight I'm going to leave John Cena, like I left Ambrose, lying in a puddle of his own failure, setting up for the main event. Randy Orton. This is the best. I mean, we've said this a lot recently, but this is the best Randy Orton's been in a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
He doesn't look as terrifying in blue either.
That
Light
blue is really
Light blue helps.
Powder blue.
Yeah, light blue helps.
Yeah.
And he was on Fast Forward or something. Normally he takes a very long
it was like a time-lapse photo. He was walking so fast. It was great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And even the way he was speaking was fast.
Oh, he was wound tight.
Orton with a purpose. I'm down.
I like it.
I liked
I'm
it.
on board.
Or with a perp.
Isn't that a
We're
perpetrator?
gonna do this all day,
He's a perp.
Costa.
Orton with a pope for show.
He's a perp? Like a perpetrator? I don't know. I don't know. Perv? I also like that he mentioned his anger management, like his real life anger management in this bit from like 2006.
They're making it real.
I love it when they do that. Just
It's
a
been
little
a while.
sprinkling.
Yeah, it's been a while since he was doing that. Jesus.
He needed it. I do remember he was kind of a wild card back then.
And everything he said, though, man, it was on point. Orton was on fire tonight. It just screaming at Triple H, screaming at Rollins. And then as Triple H starts to calm him down, you think the situation is over with. You think, all right, everything, cooler heads will prevail. And then what happens, Christian Cole?
Well, let me
In your best JR impression.
Well, let me explain something to you. No, I wanted to comment real quick on something you just said. I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, when Orton was doing a promo and the crowd started chanting about the Royals, and I felt like maybe he thought, like, are they bored of my promo? And so I think he like totally took it to heart, stepped it up this week,
Good.
and he's coming with a new attitude. Honestly, been in the game for 12 years, whatever it's been, and he was on fire tonight. And I think it has to do with maybe his feelings getting hurt a little bit, like legitimately.
Well, let's be
Why
honest.
are they chanting Royals during my promo? They should be listening to what I'm saying. So now he's coming out with a new edge.
Well, let's
and
be
I like
honest.
it.
Randy Orton on Cruise Control is boring.
Right.
His regular promos that are super slow and methodical, just like he walks to the ring, they're not exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So tonight, that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept shouting like, call me when he's dead, or what did he say exactly?
I don't know, but I also feel like with the whole... What is that?
Whoa, my computer's making ESPN noises. I got a sports update. Sorry, guys.
But I don't know, since the whole RKO out of nowhere memes have gone up, I feel like he's, for whatever reason,
it.
even though that's an internet thing, he's now got this new thing behind him that makes him more interesting.
Definitely.
Those goddamn vines. Oh my God, they're funny.
I want WWE to do a promo one day where a kid is like skating down the ramp and then Randy Orton just RKOs some like 16-year-old kid on the ramp.
That'd be the best way to advertise Survivor Series or something, just having little vignettes of him doing that in real life to people. That'd be great. You know, like something.
It'll be Team Everyone versus Randy Orton.
Yeah.
All the kids he's RKO'd in videos over the past 3 months.
Somebody's going to dive into the pool.
Oh my God, those videos are. But yeah, now Michael Cole makes a point to say RKO out of nowhere.
Always. Yeah, he does.
I mean, it's what people want to see, and I think this Randy Orton tonight, man.
The internet can help you get over.
You know, I'm immersed socially with like a lot of pro wrestling people. You know, whether it's fans or actual wrestlers. So I thought this was right. So I thought this was isolated amongst just my social group, but then it turns out it's not. Right? It's like everyone in the world is into this.
Huge.
This RKO
People that don't even know wrestling just think it's funny.
Those soccer guys,
hilarious.
When they scored a goal, you know, people RKOing on the field.
That's what clicked for me when they did that.
So great. Wrestling's worldwide. I mean, it doesn't matter what country you're from, what language you speak. It is worldwide. Like in Ethiopia, the one night we're watching Raw. The entire restaurant staff who doesn't speak English, we're watching Raw.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had a taxi driver in Dubai that brought up John Cena randomly in the conversation.
Yeah. You guys have been to all these cool countries. Like, God.
Well, Dale's rich. I was just working.
Nice, Johnny.
I was in West Hollywood last weekend.
RKO out of nowhere. Oh, that's a real one.
Yeah, that's a real one.
That's Stacy Keibler.
Yep, sure was. That's God, I wish I knew how to do that with my computer.
My Kyoto counting 3. That's
You gotta
awesome.
watch these on our YouTube show if you're listening.
Here's my question: is it just? I imagine at this point it's not just one person doing these, right? It's got to be many.
I think that it was one person's idea. They must have created at least 20 of them, and then it's just turned into this incredible.
I wish I knew how to do that. It's so damn. It looks simple, but the playground one is great. I love when you see Orton slithering on the ground. It's so great. Get him, get him, get him!
Oh, there it is. But the reason all
thank you,
this is
Steven.
happening
Appreciate it.
is because there was an RKO out of nowhere on Raw in the opening segment, and it was on Jonny Loquasto.
I wish it was on me. I'll take an RKO anyway.
No, not on you. Just finish the sentence. It was on
Seth Rollins.
I'll
do it for you.
Thank you.
Out of nowhere! Yeah. That's all I know how to say.
But yeah, he is incorporating it. I mean, he always obviously uses RKO, but he is kind of incorporating it in this out of nowhere kind of way.
Yeah.
I like it. Because he would never interrupt Triple H giving a promo, essentially.
And to outquick Seth Rollins, not easy to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nerve it.
Truly is out of nowhere.
That damn
Truly.
There's a challenge to fans there. If you guys shave your head and go as Randy Orton for Halloween and RKO people out of nowhere.
Oh my God, that might be worth shaving my head.
And send it in to us. We will play.
Don't try this at home.
Wait, they have to sign like a waiver or something, right?
Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
When can I RKO Jonny Loquasto?
Anytime.
Right now,
Do it right now. I'll put the dance cam on.
I mean, maybe not. No, that's something we got to make people wait for.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she can give me an RKO if we set it up for like maybe pre-Survivor Series.
Like, so we'll have enough wrestling training under our belts by then.
Yep. Maybe pre-Survivor Series as a lead-in.
I like it.
So in like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Awesome.
I'm in.
Nice.
Make sure you dress up for it, because no one cares what I dress like. So it doesn't matter. I'm getting RKO out of nowhere. All right, guys.
We were planning an RKO out of nowhere.
Well, I mean,
from somewhere.
All right. I mean, technically, it might not be out of nowhere per se.
Well, at some point in the next 3 weeks, she'll surprise you with an RKO.
Yeah, and I just happen to have to be standing. Away from the desk, and she happens to be over there.
Yeah, it'll be an RKO out of 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, with the cameras properly set up. Besides that, it'll be out of nowhere.
It'll be totally unexpected.
So, guys, big show. Mark Henry taking on the Dust Brothers. We knew something was going to be off about this match right from the start.
Stuff's been a brewing in big show.
Dale, why did Mark Henry get so mad about tagging in?
That tag was hard.
I think he thought Big Show was being a little forceful, and he's already on edge because he lost a couple of times. They both have lost a couple of times, so I think they're just...
I think that Mark Henry has been increasingly jealous of the Big Show having that opportunity to go against Rusev, and since it looked like he was actually going to win at one point, that's when Mark Henry's just kind of like, I don't want to be in Big Show's shadow. It's a big shadow.
That's a big shadow.
And Mark Henry's been kind of violent lately, like Bo Dallas only a couple of weeks ago that he destroyed him backstage.
To be fair,
yes, murder took place at that show. You know what's really weird?
Who isn't violent against Bo Dallas?
That's right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
What's weird was like they were best friends, and then Henry lost to Rusev, and then Monday he felt bad, but then Tuesday, like on Main Event, which I don't know if there's a ton of viewers for Main Event, he cut like a really heel promo. And he blamed the crowd for putting too much pressure on him. And then the next time he was on Raw, they kind of like acted like that never happened, and he was back to being best friends with Big Show. So I think they've been wanting to turn him heel, and we're about to see like a full-fledged Mark Henry 2011 heel push again.
I definitely was expecting it last night when Henry came out near the end of the match.
Right, me too.
I thought for sure he was turning then, but they saved it for tonight. So
it made sense. I think people were expecting it last night, so when they walked off together into the sunset, we're like, oh,
yeah.
Right. Didn't see that. So we had like 9 World's Strongest Slams.
But they were all good.
Yeah.
To do that to Big Show once is already impressive.
Yeah.
To do it 3 times in a row, I don't know how you do that.
These two guys defy physics for how they're both in their 40s, they're both their size, and they're still both so damn good.
Yeah.
I feel like they get taken for granted, especially Big Show.
Yeah, because there's never been a guy of his size that moved like him. We've had guys his size, but they were all pretty slow.
You look at guys like, Khali, or, Khali's got a totally different body type.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you want to call it, lurch.
Chicken legs.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what's going on there.
But even Andre the Giant, I don't think Andre was that much bigger than Big Show.
Yeah. He's kind of the Big Show's kind of the Shaq of WWE. He's got size, but he's got the athleticism, and they've been putting him over as the world's largest athlete,
and he shoots better free throws.
He's probably shoots better free throws, and his athleticism is unparalleled for his size. I remember Umaga used to be really impressive, and he didn't have the size that Big Show had, but he was incredibly impressive for the size that he had. I mean, the way he'd run the ropes was like nobody that weighed 300 pounds.
Yeah.
And so Big Show, Big Show's awesome, man. He's still around for a reason.
And Big Show Henry feud coming up, so that's going to be. I feel like these two have feuded before.
They have.
Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, they have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a minute, but I think it's a good progression for the two of them. Now, where does this leave Rusev? Off of Raw. That's where we left him today. But where does that leave him moving forward? I don't know.
He wasn't on the show.
He didn't need to be. I mean, he won again. He's undefeated.
I think you definitely simmer in that for a minute, right? You don't beat those guys and then move straight on to another Zack Ryder squash or something.
They've built Rusev so big that at this point, really, they have to kind of take away from the America-Russia thing and maybe put him up against a main eventer. So now he's actually just a threat. It's no longer about, screw you, United States, screw you, America.
Right.
It's going to become about, can John Cena beat Rusev? Can anybody, so
Yeah.
I think they're going to put him over a huge star in the upcoming, months. Huge star, not that Big Show's not that guy, but someone even bigger. And then eventually maybe a WrestleMania thing where it's like, can this other massive star, maybe Daniel Bryan, can he take out Rusev?
Yeah. Then maybe I'll have some kind of celebration on SmackDown, perhaps, or something.
Yeah.
Maybe SmackDown's a good show to gloat on after you win.
Yeah, that's true.
I think. Yeah, I mean, Rusev's still undefeated. Big Show Henry, that's going to be kind of heated. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Anything, Kath?
No.
All right, let's move on. Well, speaking, Renee Young backstage with Henry. Mark Henry, simple. I did it to him because he was going to do it to me. He's always been jealous, always has been, always will be. So there you go. That's Mark Henry's reason.
Why have we seen so few backstage interviews recently?
I don't know.
Like, have you noticed
like
that
it.
in the last month we haven't got? Well, I kind of miss seeing Renee more. I know that she's on the pre-show.
I miss seeing Renee too.
I know you do.
Yeah, that's right.
Where did that cigar come from?
See, Renee Young.
Take your glasses off.
But it's weird. I mean, we maybe get one backstage interview a week, if that.
Well, we talked in the what is that called? The theater room.
The screening room?
The screening room.
Sure.
We talked about the fact that this episode featured a lot of wrestling.
It was so
Just like last night.
much
wrestling.
Yeah.
It was very wrestling.
Till the
Very
hologram showed
wrestling,
up.
which is good. I mean, that's what you want to see. Yeah.
It is, especially when they put out the matches that they put out tonight.
Oh gosh.
And they all
Good matches.
progress the storylines forward too.
Exactly. So if we lose a couple Renee Young Lispy interviews and put in some body
Oh no, you didn't.
Oh.
My bad.
Oh no, you didn't.
And then we put in a body slammer too. I'm cool with it because I watch wrestling.
For wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing too. I mean, I believe the adage of if you have something to say, say it. If you don't bother. A lot of these backstage interviews are not saying anything. It's always, please welcome my guest at this time, Randy Orton. Oh, I'm Randy Orton.
I'm going to defeat whoever I'm going to defeat tonight.
There's no point in that. Like, unless you have someone like Dean Ambrose, who's always going to surprise you. Let's be honest. There's only one Dean Ambrose. Not many dudes can talk like him. Not many guys can talk like Cena. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's the point of doing them if you're not going to?
And you do get a good dosage of Renee Young on NXT.
I mean, sometimes no, not anymore. She hasn't been. Oh, I guess on commentary.
On commentary.
Yeah, I was like, in backstage, she hasn't done backstage interviews in months.
I like her on commentary.
Who's doing backstage?
She's good at everything.
They have a new girl now because Devin's gone and
is she gone?
Veronica Lane is gone. Yeah.
They cut them both, or what?
No, Devin's just out for a few months, and then Veronica Lane has left. So yeah.
All right then.
I don't know who either of those people are.
They're hot chicks who did interviews. The one couldn't really do them well. I don't know who Veronica Lane is. She was wrestling.
Yeah, she was.
Whereas
wrestling
Devin
as
was
well.
just on the mic. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. All right, well, cool.
Yeah.
Video package. Roman Reigns talks a lot about him. Exclusive interview. This interview much better than the one a few weeks ago where it seemed like the satellite feed maybe had messed up of some type.
Yeah, that's what we'll say.
That's what we'll say. But Roman Reigns, I like what he says here. He says that Rollins, when he's medically cleared, he won't be the future because I'm going to make you the past. Believe that. Quite simple, but effective. Mm-hmm. So
he could just be somebody that needs the crowd reaction to feed off of. You know, a lot of times it's like going over lines in an empty room.
Yeah.
You can't put the energy into it. Sometimes you need that reaction.
True.
Mm-hmm. I really do like these though, like sporadically, because I am not gonna lie, I was forgetting about him a little bit this week. Yeah.
I still think it's going to be a long time till he comes back.
I know.
I think that's why they're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
They know what the prognosis is, and they don't want to really say a clear answer because it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable. I mean, like, well, let's not get into who came back tonight. But yeah, his hernia was pretty
I thought
bad.
That was your abbreviation for his name.
Right? Oh, right. Yeah, he might be out till 2015, so I guess doing this periodically is cool. Plus, that makes Seth Rollins watch his back.
You think that long, really?
Maybe.
It could.
You don't want to mess with that.
Plus, you know, returns are always awesome at Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So I think, you know, a lot of people were like, Daniel Bryan's going to come back at Royal. It's got to be Royal Rumble. You know, I'm like, that would be a little too predictable for Bryan, but maybe Reigns, that's a perfect time to slot him in. And having him go up in the Rumble and go to the main event of WrestleMania makes a lot of sense to me, personally.
Could they have two guys return at Royal Rumble?
They have before.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sheamus and Batista were last Royal Rumble.
That's true.
And that didn't go so well for either of them,
And
to be honest with you.
Rey Mysterio being booed to the high heavens.
Oh, poor Ray. They booed him right out of the company almost. Where is he at?
That was is that the last time we saw him?
No, but he was very in and out all this year.
Mm-hmm. I know some things about Ray's situation. He's very disgruntled.
Right.
And he doesn't want to be there.
I've heard.
And he's trying to entertain other people. I hear he's not even cashing his checks. He's legitimately taking checks and putting them in a drawer somewhere.
That's a stand-up guy right there.
I would put them in a drawer in my bank account.
That's right.
He got kids to feed. He don't have to sit on checks.
Well, he's probably putting him in a drawer in his $1 million mansion, so I don't think he has to really worry.
Yeah, I think he's pretty secure.
Yeah.
To where he can stick to his laurels there. So.
Yeah.
Hey. Good for Ray.
Booyaka, booyaka.
And at least he's getting time to rest up. AJ Lee versus Alicia Fox. Paige on commentary. Yo, Alicia was dominating this match.
Yeah, she was. Looking good doing it.
That one suplex where she did the Matrix. Damn. Did like the Matrix Neo thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty incredible. Just dominating most of the match. Totally in control. Eventually, Paige, of all people, hits Alicia from behind. AJ with the roll-up for the win.
I'll take confusing relationships for 1,000. What's going on with all these girls? I still don't know what's going on. They are friends. They aren't friends. They are friends. They aren't friends.
Yeah.
Frenemies.
Yeah.
So what are we setting up for?
We just did that.
No.
Well, it's funny. You mentioned that you want to see a different title match besides AJ and Paige. So now it's like, is Alicia going to be the third part, or are we doing a whole separate feud now where AJ has nobody?
It's so confusing. I think that the match tonight was for the second half of the season of Total Divas specifically.
I do too. Yep.
Because they are introducing both Paige and Alicia to that cast.
January.
So it makes sense that they've had this feud the last month or so with
It's interesting because I don't watch Totes Divers, so like I have no idea that that's happening.
Totes Divers.
You don't have to watch to know that they're like that's just news that they're going to be on the
Does he
show.
do this all the time?
That one is kind of a.
That's an old one.
Yeah,
that's an old running one.
In his repertoire.
Everyone know. You guys know. Anyways, go ahead.
So I don't know. I would like to see. I love seeing Paige and AJ against each other. I think they're incredible. But it's been several months now.
Yeah.
And
it's time to transition.
I want a refresh button.
Yeah. And I think Alicia Fox versus Paige could be a good version of that. But where's the title in that situation then?
I mean, it's setting up to that because Paige destroys Alicia afterwards. She sends her into the barricade, and then actually twice. The second time launches her right into it, slams her head like 5 times off. I loved it because what this could do for Alicia is she could still do the crazy gimmick, but it puts her in like the face category, which means people will really get behind her.
I'm really confused with. I feel like AJ and Paige's gimmicks are pretty much the same thing, and now having Alicia, like all of them are like they're the crazy girl that gets set off. All 3 of them.
Crazy girls.
Can one of them have something different?
Do you want like a really sane female competitor?
Yes, I do.
I'm so well balanced.
Your actions, female.
Your actions are deplorable. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. They are kind of. That's been AJ's thing ever since she came in.
Yeah.
So it's.
But Paige has kind of slowly turned into that.
Yep. I would like to think AJ has surpassed the whole crazy thing. The only time to talk is
they still mention it.
I hate that.
The skipping, like it's still.
Yeah, anyone that skips to anything.
And you can't say crazy around her. That's still kind of a thing. They mention at least on commentary.
She has no friends. Her best friend is a belt.
Yeah. So
she makes a good point.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty sweet belt.
Yeah.
That belt is horribly hideous.
Talks to it.
Dude.
Kisses it.
Dude.
It's very ugly, bro.
It's very She-Ra. It feels very He-Man
It's
She-Ra.
a butterfly.
And the problem with that
is I'm done.
What's wrong with butterflies?
I don't know. You tell me.
I like butterflies,
But
just
I
not
didn't-
championship belts.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is a really girly belt.
You prefer a penny for the tag team?
Right.
belts?
Good point.
I mean,
I like that.
well, that's not a bad point either.
Nice penny knock. Great timing.
Penny knock life.
Great. I love this.
Let's get Wiz Khalifa back on.
Anyways, while John Cena gets in the ring, he says he earned his right to face the Beast. When Lesnar comes back and steps in the ring, he will lose. So, typical Cena promo. Then Steph McMizzo hits the ring. She says at Survivor Series, there will be a traditional tag team elimination match for only...
$14.87.
Yes, exactly, Dale. That's inflation.
Nailed
Yes.
it.
Wait, what?
What are you guys paying?
Nothing. No. No.
Did I miss something?
No, $14.87. That's what we pay. Yeah.
Is there a different number?
Oh, no.
No.
Why are you all acting so weird?
They charge extra for the rich people.
I'm not rich, Johnny! I'm worldly!
So she sets up a
Can you tell us
traditional.
about your Dubai vacation again?
How's the prince doing? They set up a traditional tag team elimination match, and she basically offers a business proposition for John Cena. Says, hey, you join the Authority. Not only will you join us at Survivor Series, but we can almost guarantee that you're going to beat Brock Lesnar. What do you think John Cena says to that?
You can't see me?
In a way, he did. He had a little more to say than that.
Oh. The champ is here.
Close. He said, hell no!
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were there.
That was my third guess.
You were there.
I was getting there.
You watched it. You were there.
I was still steaming about that rich comment.
Oh, I'll keep him coming. No
Hell
worries.
no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't gonna be no low-level sellout punk.
Go Spurs.
Hell no. Oh yeah, he did say it's up to the Spurs, which is awesome.
That's like a weekly theme now where
Yeah.
they're like giving love to the sports teams.
Yeah.
You have to if you're a good guy. If you're a bad
Especially if
guy.
you're in San Antone.
Yep, old San Antone.
San Antonio.
Winning the title. All right. So Triple H comes down. He mocks Cena a little bit. Says, you know, you're starting to eke by every single year. I've been in this business 20 years. Every year it gets a little bit harder. You're hanging on by a string. But if you don't want to join, you're going to face the Authority at Survivor Series. You better smarten up to the fact that the Authority always wins. Bam, he leaves. It's interesting because I know what Triple H is trying to do, but everyone knows Cena's not going to join the Authority. Like, was there supposed to be any suspense there?
people want him to have a heel turn.
I know that.
That's true.
But at this point, I think does anyone still believe it's going to happen? I mean,
I don't.
There are
think
people
so,
holding out hope.
Gee.
And to the contrary, Cena chant broke out right around that time.
that was cool.
pretty surprising for
The
the
crowd
whole-
was pretty pro
They're
Cena
pro Cena
today.
yeah. Adults and everything.
I
But
feel
she
like Cena
deserves
had a
that.
heel turn on Total Divas last week, though.
Oh no! What happened, Kathy?
Let's hear it.
He just refuses to marry Nikki.
Well, hey, she's
What
a
a
damn
joint.
Jezebel. Have you seen her
Yeah.
behavior lately?
I was chocked on my mint. Choked, rather.
Well,
Cena, can I just say that Cena deserves more credit, even from adults?
Yes.
Like, come
Absolutely.
on. Come on,
Yes, he does.
bros. For all you people out there chanting Cena sucks, you know, like, he's not the best at everything, but he's the best at most things.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is a guy who has kept this company on his back for the better part of the last 6-7 years. Okay? And he's a workhorse, and he loves pro wrestling.
His life is that company. Like, dude doesn't sleep. He does red eyes nonstop just to go visit kids. I mean,
You know, I don't even want to get into the like charity thing. He's an amazing human being, or so we believe when we, you know, I don't know him personally, but I will just say for a second, like, you hear "Let's Go Cena," instead of saying Cena sucks, like, why don't you say like writers suck or McMahon sucks, or if you don't like the way he's being presented, that's not on him. You know, he's awesome. Stop. I get really passionate about this.
yeah.
No, I agree with you, and it's interesting. Even him going into film and doing those big movies that he's doing, I mean, Variety was saying in the article with him that it's for getting wrestling into more households.
Yep.
It's not for him; it's for the business.
yeah.
Right. This is what is he? 37, 38, doesn't miss a show. He gets injured, and he's coming
He's
back
back.
2 weeks before he's
Yeah.
healthy every time.
And I'll say this too: we're in an era where if there's dirt on you, people will find it. You look back in the Hulk Hogan era, there was no internet, the media wasn't as rampant. I mean, look,
And there was some dirt on Hulk
right?
Hogan.
If Hulk Hogan was at his peak now,
that
oh my
cigar?
God,
Yeah, I'm sure.
people would have tore him apart.
Yeah. Oh,
Every
yeah.
wrestler had issues. For John Cena to be, and granted, he got a divorce. All right, who doesn't? But for John Cena to be
50% of
I've
people
never
that get
gotten
married.
divorced.
Great, Johnny. I mean, throw everybody under the bus.
all right, just try to prove
No
point here.
ring either. Never been
But for
married.
John Cena to be, you know,
my
to
streak.
live the life that he does, to be as clean in the media as he is, that shows that the dude takes his job seriously,
Yeah.
and it really is his life.
I think for the most part, people like to see the underdog, and he's always at the top. He's never really had that,
Yeah.
like, where he's been in the mid-card range the past, how many years?
Yeah, at least 8.
So when you're at the top, people don't want to root for you in whatever profession you're in.
anything, yeah.
For, like, I don't know why that reason is, but they just don't want to see you succeed. If he did have, you know, I don't know, when he's out, people are like, oh, well, we kind of do want him back. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
always how it is.
It's like comic books when
It sucks,
most
but-
people root for the villain because you know the good guy's going to win eventually. So it's no fun to root for the guy you know is going to win.
Yeah. I'm not upset about rooting for the villains, rooting for the heels. That's cool. I just don't think there should be this whole anti-Cena
I
thing
know.
going on.
And you
Tired
know
of
the
it.
people that are saying Cena sucks are the first who are outside asking for his autograph.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the haters
That's
are
just
always
how
the
it
first
is.
ones to
Yeah.
be nice. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, but in defense of the fans, those dudes who say Cena sucks, like, that creates such an atmosphere. Like, there's nothing on Raw like when he comes out, he hits the ring, everyone's on their feet the whole time. Everybody in the crowd has some opinion of what he's about to do or what he's about to say, and
It's also funny too.
He
Yeah,
knows
it
though
is.
that, like, he kind of gets off to people like booing him because
Right.
he knows that it's better to have a reaction than for the crowd to be dead silent or chanting Royals during your promo or going to get a hot dog and like a Diet Coke. Like,
Yeah.
you would rather them be there and booing you than having no reaction at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember the night after Monday Night Raw. I'm sorry, after WrestleMania in New Orleans. I think that was the night when everyone started chanting the John Cena sucks.
Which was hilarious.
We were
Which is still
giggling our
funny,
asses
that.
off,
Yeah,
and so
that's funny.
it just creates a polarizing atmosphere. So even people that hate Cena, that's cool.
Yeah.
You could like whoever you want to like, but totally, your point was well received.
Yes.
sir.
I just like him. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that, bro. Usos taking on the Mizdows. Yeah, I'm combining them now.
That's awesome.
Seems fine.
These two,
Awesomes.
God Almighty, they should be called the Awesomes. At one point, Miz who cares about the match? Let's get to Mizdow. At one point, Miz gets knocked out of the ring. So what does Mizdow do? Jumps off the apron and joins Miz writhing on the ground, which allows the Usos to dive on top of both of them.
Yeah.
So great.
Usos end up winning with a roll-up. Like I said, whatever. Classic Mizdow at the end. Miz looks surprised. Mizdow looks surprised. They both throw a tantrum to the ref. They're praying to the ref together. They're hitting the ropes together. I don't know if they're choreographing this, but if not,
it's so entertaining.
Yeah.
If not, Damien is a perfect mime because he follows him like so fast.
I mean, I'm sure they choreographed him getting thrown out of the ring and then
probably.
There's moments that are choreographed, like at the pay-per-view last night when Sheamus lifted the arm. That looked cool, but there's like the moment to moment. I don't think you know. You
can't fake that. Like if it's a couple seconds off, that's what's funny is when he doesn't get it perfectly correct.
Do you think they'll make these guys a tag team to go for the titles? I thought had they won this match, it would have been something to roll into that, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Well, once again, this is why I say no, because they keep calling out to the Mizdow chants. I think they keep calling that out because eventually they want Miz to get jealous of the Mizdow chants. Which those two
you're eventually seeing
a feud between the two of them.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! How great would that be?
That's
and Miz at the end of the day, love him or hate him, like he's such a good heel because he's just so hateable. His face is so hateable.
Right? You want to punch him in the damn face.
You know, good for him. And with Mizdow, I think he has a little bit of that underdog feel that we talked about, where he's never had that push. He's never been the guy to get to where I think a lot of people think he deserves to be. And now he's hilarious. You know, sometimes it's difficult to hear legitimately audible laughter from a WWE crowd, that 15, 20,000 people. You can literally hear like the whole crowd erupting in laughter, like it's a sitcom on Family Matters or something like that. And it's a rare condition. Good. This day and age.
We could do this for an hour.
It was the 90s, Kathy.
To read any good news on a newspaper page. Please tell me you've watched Family Matters, Kathy. You have?
Yes.
Okay.
TGIF.
Okay. Woohoo! Cathy Kelley, everybody.
TGIF was the best block on television. It was.
What a great follow-up point. No, it was. No doubt.
Well, there must be some magic truth.
Yeah. Oh my God.
See, you can't stop singing the song.
Yeah.
I just remember the part on the roller coaster where they're all... And then something,
Wait, the roller coaster was Step by Step.
That was Step by Step.
That's all right. At least you recognize.
Which one was Family Matters? Family Matters was Steve Urkel.
That's about the black family version.
Okay.
That's
That one was good too.
That was Reginald Vell Johnson. Shout out to Carl Winslow. I'm just glad she knows.
What else was on TGIF? Was Boy Meets World on TGIF?
Boy Meets World.
Okay,
Perfect Strangers for part of it. That was before your day, though.
That was early.
Yeah, way
Valky
early.
was great.
Back in Meatballs.
I loved Fridays.
Yeah, that was great.
Still love Fridays.
Yeah. My fat ass would be at home watching TGIF every Friday. Those are my peak fat days during TGIF, man.
Those were my peak fat days, too, because I was 2 years old.
Baby fat.
God. I was like 10 when she was 2. Jesus, that's depressing. All right, anyways, Mizdows, we love them.
We do.
We love them so much.
We love one of them.
But I mean, they could drag that out to WrestleMania. I think
my God,
it's so
why
hot.
not?
So we could have time to see them as tag champs.
It never gets
and
old.
Still get this feud that we're talking about.
To me, Mizdow on the not on the apron, not in the ring. That's exactly where he belongs. Because if he's waiting for a tag, it makes it more difficult for him to sell all the stuff that Miz is selling. The way he's just like, and I love it when you're watching, right, and you see the hard cam, and he's behind the ring, and then Miz takes a bump, and then Mizdow, he just drops out of frame because he's not in the ring, because he takes his own bump. You're like, where'd he go?
But that's the thing is he's doing it for the TV audience, but he's more doing it for the crowd there, which is, I think that's incredible.
Yes, yeah.
The only downside is I don't want to keep him out of the ring all the time.
Yeah.
I liked when he went in for Miz.
And he won.
A week ago. Yeah, that was great.
I thought that was smart.
I want to see him winning match.
About a week ago.
What he did tonight was laugh out loud funny. How he joined the Miz on the ground and they both got taken out. Like classic Home Alone. You know, what are those two dudes' names? I forget. Marv and Harry or whatever. Like, it was classic.
Stooges.
Yeah. Oh,
the
God.
Robbers?
I love
the Robbers.
Yeah. Whatever their names are. All right, moving on. Cena, just really quick, going to commercial break. Cena showed in the back talking to Ziggler. Then after the break, Kane comes up to Ziggler and says something weird about being an act of aggression, the fact that he was talking to Cena. And he sets up a match with Ziggler tonight. Kane versus Ziggler. So, boom. Moving on, Hulk Hogan comes out once again. Obviously, the fight against breast cancer. He was great tonight, very eloquent. Said he's proud to be the spokesperson and has all the survivors stand up to be recognized Thumbs up.
Pause, Quasto, please. I just want to give credit to Ziggler and kind of a note, like, to put Ziggler in that role where he is doing more of the acting side of it instead of the like, hey, I'm standing here with Dolph Ziggler. Yep. I want to see more of that from him. I think I take him seriously when he's doing his lines with other guys. I'm not the biggest fan of his like promos into camera because it's kind of the same thing every time. But I feel like he can act a little bit, and him and Kane had that like real intensity in that moment. And I'm a big fan of Dolph Ziggler, so I would like to see more of that. And kudos to WWE and Ziggler for knocking that promo out of the park. You know what I mean?
And I love how we're obviously going towards Ziggler versus the Authority, because that's exactly how he's always been, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he can, to your point, he can be really funny too. So I'd love to let him roll with it a little more often, because his character is kind of flexible right now. He's got some good momentum in the ring, but they're not showing a lot of character per se. So
yeah, I agree with that.
They could let him build a little bit if they're going to give him this time.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who was the world heavyweight champion, and then was taken back, and you never saw him miss a step in the ring. You never saw him like disgruntled. You never saw like him, even though he was at the pinnacle of his career, and then they kind of pulled it away from him.
I think everyone kind of knew about that, but
yeah.
You didn't really see it as a fan.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, when the camera's on him, he does his job 1,000%.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. I loved how in that segment, Kane was like, there's a report that you were talking to John Cena, when there was clearly video evidence.
We saw you before commercial.
See, that would have worked.
Yeah. The security was watching television. So... that's what happened.
Yeah.
All right, moving from one positive message to another. You gotta believe, guys.
Believe.
When he came out, I was like, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be good for him.
Because it's been a minute since we believed.
Yeah.
On Raw, at least.
Yeah. And so he apparently issued an open challenge earlier in the day or something, and he said, who's going to challenge me? And who thinks they could beat me? And this was awesome.
Cue Ribes music. No.
Not literally.
All right. I was like, music?
Dun, 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 dun,
Feed
dun,
me more, people. Yeah.
And
the big guy.
They had the Feed Me More little vocal soundbite at the beginning.
Yes.
So Ryback has been repackaged as old Ryback.
But his tights say the big guy, which means maybe we'll have a mix of both old Ryback and big guy Ryback, which is awesome.
Maybe he'll slap me in the face again really hard.
That's right. If everyone watching and listening, do you remember? Okay, I'm asking you like you're going to respond.
Yeah.
Remember last year?
Chat roll.
Yeah. You remember last year when Ryback was doing the big guy bully thing? You remember, and we made fun of this segment because it was so well done. Ryback takes a guy in the shower and he's like, fill it up.
That sounds.
Fill it up with water.
He takes a guy in the shower.
Yeah. He took a guy in the shower, made him fill up the bag with water. It was that man right there, Christian Cole, everybody. Slow clap.
Nice.
Slow clap.
Yeah, slow clap me getting smacked in the face.
I gave you a big shout out that night. I said, you handled that perfectly. That was awesome.
Were you the tuna fish slap? Or was that a different person?
No, I got slapped with his meat hand. It's just like the biggest.
This was before he took you in the shower.
The old meat hook.
Quick story. I actually forgot. We kind of went through rehearsals a couple times. I actually forgot that he was going to slap me when we were filming that live for TV. Like the producers were like super scared.
Live to tape, one shot in it.
Are you okay? Like we're going to do this live. Are you going to be okay? I'm like, they're like, are you nervous? I'm like, you are nervous. I'm fine. Like I've been wanting to do this my whole life.
Sure.
And then we're there, and I totally forgot. And so I say my line, I'm like, but this is my only bag, sir, whatever the hell I said.
This is my only bag.
And then all of a sudden I just like see white, and I'm like, oh snap, he just smacked the crap out of me. And yeah, that was my moment.
That was awesome though. I'd forgotten about that because we haven't talked about Ryback in forever.
Yeah.
What a perfect night for you to be here. Who knew?
Well, it's Ryback's night tonight because he came back and he was the old Ryback mixed with new Ryback. Immediate babyface pop, which was awesome.
People were into it.
Yeah, that Feed Me More chant was loud.
Yeah, it was. And then he proceeded to murder the Bo Dallas. He was just dead in the ring.
Shell shock. Here's my question to you guys. Do you think Ryback got the huge pop because A, everyone hates Bo Dallas, or B, because it was that awesome video that he did right before he went into surgery, or after surgery, when he got his sports hernias worked on? Because that promo was funny.
I think honestly it was just they were surprised to see him and they were excited. Like if anyone had returned, like I think they would have.
Yeah. I agree. The video was awesome, but fairly niche. So I think you're like,
I wonder how many views it got.
Digging through to look for that. I don't think those people were particularly there in the audience.
Right.
But just to have someone you recognize that has been missing for a minute and he's a beast.
People were surprised. They were like, oh, who's going to face Bo Dallas? And then going through the list of people, like, okay, Xavier Woods, like R-Truth.
Yeah.
Like, you're going through people that you see every single week or you know are there. And then Ryback was just a surprise.
I legitimately think it was the soundbite, and I oftentimes say this. I think that sometimes it's the most subtle of nuances in pro wrestling that can change an entire crowd. And when you hear "Feed Me More," you just remember this goofy dude doing this and murdering everybody. And so when everyone heard "Feed Me More," it was like this emotion came out of you, like, "Oh yeah, I remember that," and people cheered.
And they should give him another run as a top heel or face or whatever they need right now. They're definitely low on guys, so I think it's a good time for him to come back and be able to make an impact like that.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's sorely needed. And yeah, come back against a guy like Bo Dallas is perfect. And you're right. It's a little thing like yes, people love it.
Right.
Who doesn't love Feed Me More?
Yeah, it's like an auditory sensory response. You just hear something and you're like, oh, I feel a certain way out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere!
Out of nowhere!
And it's been gone much longer than he has because he's been doing the music with Axel, and they don't have the Feed Me More part,
right?
At least.
And wasn't that mashup music some crap?
It was not the best mashup for sure.
Yeah, it's a good point. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm happy to see him back. Next, we got Cesaro versus Dean Ambrose. But do we? Dean Ambrose basically gets in the announcer's table. Basically is pissed off, obviously, about Bray Wyatt. Even though he went to hell last night, he loved going to hell, except for the fact that Bray Wyatt showed up. He doesn't know why, but that doesn't matter because he's got a microphone in his hand and he wants to use it.
And then he proceeded to beat the crap out of a microphone with dude's face.
And it still worked.
Yeah. But
kudos to the sound team.
Yeah, that audio company just scored a lot of points there.
Yeah. But that may have been the longest microphone beating in history. I love how he just kept using it. Like, not just one shot.
Oh, no.
At one point, he like kind of tossed it to the side, hit him, and picked it back up. Started hitting with it again.
He was done with
and every time he started...
He's uppercutting at one point.
Every single time, you know, it was like phenomenal.
Classic Ambrose. Yeah, he said, you don't screw with Dean Ambrose. Gets in, Cesaro just attacks him all the way up the ramp. That's the end of Cesaro for the night.
Cesaro is not having a good run of luck lately.
What the hell?
I like that he got to do the swing last night.
He did. Yeah. And to just be on the pay-per-view because they added that just after SmackDown.
Still didn't get a pin, though.
Didn't get one pin. But that's all right. Maybe they're back-burnering him for something bigger.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I really hope so.
You look like De Niro for a second. Like,
that was very Jinxie Cat of you right there. Yeah.
Thanksy Cat. Yeah, so what was I going to say?
Cesaro. Wyatt. Go.
Yeah. Not a hologram.
He says, I don't do magic tricks and I'm not much for smoke and mirrors. So he calls Bray out.
Okay, so we got him off TV for a while, and
yes, we did.
This isn't really a repackage per se.
Not at all.
It's just him coming back with a new vigor. Did you guys think this was enough of a break, or do you think this? I liked this backstage promo.
Well, the problem is with all these guys hurt and 90 million hours of television, how long can you leave them out?
Yeah, it's my opinion that the repackaging was more for his lackeys who will, to me, no longer be lackeys. Those dudes are going to be stars on the show, especially Luke Harper. So I think you separate them because then you turn Harper into a guy that's a major threat, that's a major main eventer.
Yep.
And I certainly believe he has the talent for it. And with Bray, he was perfect the way he was. Don't change that. Just bring him back. And, you know, sometimes you just let a guy go for a little bit so people want him more, and then he comes back. And they did some subtle nuances again, like we talked about, like
different lighting.
Yeah. And then like yesterday, he was talking in tongues, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then
I was wondering, was that tongues or backwards or Latin? I don't even know what it was.
So I wish I wanted to like record it and play it backwards.
Of whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then like you know how they would go to commercial break and it'd be like, blah, and now it's got a different sound effect.
True.
And so I mean, for me, it is a slight repackaging, but you don't change how good he is, because I think that's not, you know, Bray is not really that guy in real life, but he is pretty close to that. And even if he's not, like, even if he's like a book nerd and you know isn't anything like that, I would say that he does it so perfectly well and real that you keep it.
He needed to be off TV for a little bit after his feud with Jericho, just because you can't have him lose something like that and then still be this powerful force. Like, he needed a little while away.
Didn't he beat Chris at the
end? He did.
Yeah, but still.
I think all the way from Cena at WrestleMania, he's had a very rocky up and down win-loss ratio. So if they can repackage him, make him come off pretty evil. I mean, just by ruining that match last night, so many people were pissed at him ruining that match.
Yeah,
but even that is kind of a nice heel move in the long run.
Yeah, you better believe it. So use a friggin' hologram.
It's so hard not to love him though, because it's like I think even the whether you're a smark or just the markiest of marks, you love him because he's just so good at everything. And so how do you? I mean, look at the cell phones getting lit up around the arena. Like how does that not?
Yeah.
You know,
It gives you chills when you're there in person too.
Yeah, I'm into it. You know.
And what he said about Ambrose to me is kind of what I expected if he was going to feud with Dean Ambrose. He basically said, you know, I look in the mirror, I see your reflection, the world is not made for us. So what happens next? I know I'm not your brother, I'm not your friend, I am you. Run, Dean, which that's kind of taking Ambrose's real life into it. I mean, from what I understand, he was an orphan and just had a shitty, like, upbringing. Yeah. Which is why wrestling became his life, because that's the only thing that really accepted him. So it kind of makes sense.
Do you not do Bray Wyatt impressions anymore?
I didn't feel like I was ready for it tonight, and I didn't want to. Yeah,
rest up.
I didn't want to half-ass it.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, guys.
Just half-ass the show, not the impression.
Yeah, of course. As I do most things. Sorry, guys. I'll be ready next time. I don't want to put pressure on Steven to have the music ready, so like I didn't want to.
Steven's always ready.
Stop blaming other people.
Yeah.
Guys, all right.
It's because Bray doesn't do abbreviations in his promos. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Should I do an abbreviation promo with Bray Wyatt?
Whatevs.
Oh yeah.
Dean.
You're listening to the sounds of Bray Wyatt.
I look in the mirror and I see your reflex. The world not made for us. What happens next? I know I'm not your bruv and I'm not your friend. I am you. Just the letter U, not the Y-O-U. Run, Dean. That's the most I can do with that. I'm sorry, guys.
That was good, Johnny.
Thanks, man.
I actually visualized the letter U as you were saying it the first time.
Right back. Next, Nikki Bella with Brie at her side, reluctantly taking on Naomi, who Dale about 20 minutes before he said, oh, maybe Naomi can get into the title picture. Well, apparently not. Yeah. Because she just got beat by Nikki with a little bit of a distraction from Brie.
Yeah.
A reluctant distraction. She was really, really upset about that. Clearly.
Yeah, she was.
Yo, what about Nikki winning like super clean on the pay-per-view?
I liked it. I was surprised by it. But I thought the match actually worked pretty well overall for something.
No, it was a good match.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that I thought if Nikki was going to win, it was going to be super filthy.
Yeah, at least like Steph come out and distract, or I don't know. There's a lot of options for how they could have gone.
They really made her. She was powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
all them smoothies.
Well, just one smoothie. The other one was already.
It looked good too.
One was for Brie.
Dude.
Yeah.
I get pissed off when I see people waste smoothies.
At least it's
There
not
was
a
no way,
milkshake.
there's no way there was 3 bananas in that thing. That would have been too many bananas.
3 bananas, 4 strawberries. What else is in there?
5 blueberries.
Yo, 5 bananas is way too much potassium. What are you doing?
3 bananas.
That's pretty funny.
Too much potassium.
Too much.
Yeah, I can't remember my own promos, but I can remember other people's. Really
The amount of blueberries you're counting.
Well, your promos, you can just riff and you're good. You don't got to memorize nothing.
Okay, thanks.
Maybe you do.
This is my only bag. You can't remember what you said.
When I see you do a promo, it seems like you're riffing. So I mean, if it's written, so good job, buddy.
That's how I riff.
Kane versus oh boy, base. So the Raw closes out with 2 matches, both very long matches, both fantastic matches. First up, Kane versus Dolph Ziggler.
Oh wow,
So strong.
Yo,
wow.
Kane bringing it in those pants.
Yeah. I think this is a case of Dolph being able to work with anybody and Kane being a 74-year veteran now. He actually joined WWE in 1946, I think it was.
Right after World War II.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so like those 2 guys working, it just makes sense. And I know that, like, you know, Dolph's like just like me. You know, he's a wrestling fan, and he got into the business.
I thought you were going to be like really good at wrestling.
Really, just like me, he's
Kind
the best
of
wrestler
awesome,
ever.
so-
No, he's just he's a major fan, and I know that, you know, he wants to work with these guys a lot. These guys that kind of he watched growing up, and you could see it in their match that he wanted to, like. And I'm glad that whoever agent the match, or, you know, whomever produced this segment, they gave him what, 20 minutes? Well, how long were they up there? Forever?
I don't know.
Some 2 commercial
16, 17.
Pretty close.
Yeah,
I was wondering if that was because something else was cut short and they just were given more time.
Like, give the time to
yeah,
Ziggler.
why not?
Yeah. Ziggler's the man.
It's been a long time since I thoroughly enjoyed a Kane match. Not that I have anything against
that's a
Kane,
great point.
but
Yeah.
he moved really well, and everything was really connecting between moves.
I think Dolph came into the corner one time for some sort of splash, and Kane hit him with one of those uppercut like things.
Oh yeah, right in the throat. It looked like.
And Dolph was in midair when he took it and just took a face bump. And it was like, dude.
Yeah, he takes a fall, man.
He does. He the best.
And also the way it ended, I thought was great. Instead of like a zigzag or like a famouser, Kane was going for the choke slam. Dolph reversed it into a really cool roll up, and he gets the win. Then of course Rollins attacks. They start to destroy Cena with the save. But I really like how it ended too. It didn't end with like a finisher. It was like, oh, he just snuck away.
Yeah. So I mean, I think this happened because they're both going to be on separate teams for Survivor Series.
Absolutely.
Who do you think? Do you think Team Authority is going to be composed of guys that they're kind of picking the cream of the crop kind of situation, or are they going to put like the Stooges on Team Authority?
They're definitely gonna
way. You mean like security being on it?
Yeah.
No, those guys aren't working a match.
Unless they're doing a 7-on-7.
Yeah.
There's no way Noble and Mercury are wrestling. They'll be ringside.
If they have 2 of those matches, but they don't. Every year they have 1 now, and they're going to have 1 authority match versus like whatever you would say it is.
So who do you
authority
think
versus, I don't know.
is going to be on team? Okay, you have Rollins, you have Kane.
Right.
Are we talking
maybe Orton?
I think Orton's still on Authority's team, and maybe that's when the move happens.
What about Trips? Is he going to get in the ring?
No,
I don't think it's
for the series.
Special enough.
No.
So the question is, so Authority's going to have to recruit some people.
Yeah.
Because there's no way
I mean, if this is skipping ahead, but all the guys at the very end of the show going at it,
everybody
you can tell
out.
like there are some people on one side, some people on the other.
You're right. But it would be a bummer to see the Dust Brothers take that spot. Like it should be Authority. And so you know what, dude? You guys are bringing up a great point right now, okay? Because that probably means that it will be Noble and or whatever Mercury.
Or we got 3 more Raws and SmackDowns and whatnot prior to Survivor Series. How about the Authority has like a tournament?
They earn their spot?
Yeah. We're like, I don't care who they're facing. They could be facing heel versus heel, whatever. They're trying to earn and scratch and claw their way to be on Team Authority. That'd be incredible to watch, I think.
I mean, it could be the guys that aren't on TV as much, and they just say, hey, you want to be in a match? Well, you better get behind what we're
I can see that.
doing.
Yeah.
You mean like when Curtis Axel and who else never shows up started just beating each other up in the corner at the end of the show?
The Authority starts making them false promises like, oh, well, if you're on our team and you help us win this, then...
I think the match still has to be a draw, and I think they're clearly building the security guys, so they have to be building them for some reason. It would make sense for it to be.
You really think they're going to be put
They're both ex-wrestlers. I don't know what shape they're in at this point.
They're both like in their late 30s. They're not too old. I don't even know if they're in their late 30s, maybe mid 30s.
I mean, Mercury is definitely
here's the thing, though.
So.
You put those 2 in a Survivor Series match, it gives the Authority so much less of a, not credibility, but like...
Right. Yeah, that's
less of a winning chance.
Yeah.
The Authority has to look like the favorite. Those 2 dudes aren't going to be the favorite.
No, you're right.
It's like throwing the Mean Street Posse in there.
Maybe they put the little bull guy on
Torito?
The other team,
Yeah, if they selected Cena's team, then maybe we could see that.
Maybe Cena takes on Ryder. Who knows?
Oh, I miss Ryder.
Maybe not.
I miss the days of Survivor Series really meaning something. That was
sure.
Awesome. Is it 4 or 5? 4 on 4? 5 on 5?
It used to be 5 on 5.
5 on 5,
No,
but they changed it around.
Cuatro.
Yeah.
No, I think they just do whatever they feel like.
But I think it could be a really fun next couple of weeks if they decide to make people earn their spots. Even same thing with Cena. Maybe Cena and Ziggler,
I feel like it's like picking a dodgeball team or like, picking, I don't know.
Dodgeball.
We could also get a Divas one. There's so many Divas out there now that they're promoting Total Divas so much. I think you could have a Divas Survivor Series.
We're having a Halloween costume match on SmackDown.
Don't remind me of that.
We should have dressed in Halloween costumes tonight.
We should have.
I was going to text you, and I felt like you wouldn't be on board, so...
What, tonight?
Whoa. I wore an Eva Marie wig earlier, so I'd be on board.
That was you?
Good one, Kathy.
It was a very hot lady.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is Halloween. Oh, yeah, I guess we can.
Oh, yeah, it is Halloween. You've been gone for a while, buddy.
Whatever. So, John Cena versus Seth Rollins in the main event tonight. Now, it wasn't easy to top Ziggler and Kane, but these 2, I think, did it.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, just the Rollins had an amazing DDT that he did like he shot the half and then attempted a pin.
He shot the half.
I think everything about it was moving so well that you would think, I don't know, this was kind of like a dream match for a pay-per-view, the quality of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, wow, there's so many amazing spots in this match. I mean, of course, the security at ringside. I think you said at one point, Mercury, did he answer to his wrist or he did one of these?
Yeah, it was in the cuff. One of these, you know, we do the I mean, the wrist. You're right.
Do dudes have mics in their wrists sometimes?
That's what it is.
That used to be a thing.
Yeah. Really? I didn't know that.
Okay.
I think it's now just a lot of this, but this probably doesn't play as well as this.
Yeah,
on camera.
I just love that because, like, what the hell? Triple H in the back, like, go punch Cena in the back.
Well,
like, what exactly is happening?
That's the whole security thing. Is like it's undercover, so it's you don't necessarily.
Because this is really inconspicuous when you put. You know.
Well,
God, I love my cologne. Okay.
Which one is better? I can't decide.
Oh, Drakkar never gets old.
Drakkar.
But yeah, Rollins, the dive outside. First off, he's already wearing tape around his waist. The dive outside the ring, landing on the announcer's table.
God. Yeah, and then seizing up. It looked like.
These guys.
I always think he's really injured, though. Rollins does such a good job.
Great
I thought
Him
last
and
night.
Ziggler.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Ziggler. Yeah, he is broken half the time, I feel. Like, he looks like he just pulls it back together.
And then he locked the sleeper in on Cena. How about the modified power bomb where he throws Cena into the corner? That was fantastic, too.
And looked really, like, nerve-wracking.
Cena was selling this match. Yeah. And that's one thing people criticize him of not being able to do. He really sold getting beat up.
Yeah, I criticize him a lot on that. And you're right, he did. He sold his behind off, and why not? You're pushing the kid to the stars, that kid being Seth Rollins, and Cena loves this company, so sell for the guy. You know what I mean?
And Triple H at the top of the show brought up a point that they've been kind of mentioning a lot lately, is how Cena's time is going to end eventually.
Eventually, it's got to end.
And I think that they're very aware of the fact that they need to have these moments happen because they do need to get a new Cena, or, you know, not Cena, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they have to find a whole new crop of guys because a lot of these guys are getting older.
That's really true.
Yeah.
And they are doing that. If you look at the pay-per-view at Hell in a Cell, that was a great, for people who want to see great wrestling, that was a great wrestling pay-per-view.
And thank God they put it at the end, too.
Yeah, those guys earned it.
Yeah,
those guys earned it.
Because we weren't really sure it was going to be Cena Orton again.
I thought it would be. And I was happy that it wasn't. And then they proved it for like all 20 minutes of their match. They proved that they should be in that spot.
Why they should be there, yeah.
Those guys absolutely earned it and blew it out of the water. And then, like I said, Cena and Rollins to finish out Raw. Whew, hell of a match. Especially a night after Rollins going through 9 tables. Cena went through 1 or 2 tables?
He went through a couple. Yeah, one in the corner.
Him and Orton tore it up. People forget about that because everyone talks about the main event.
Yeah.
Cena and Orton.
Yeah, they put it down.
For as much as people want to complain. Of course, went for the curb stomp at the end. Cena turned into an STF. That was awesome, Christian.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you take these finishes, well, sometimes they're falsies, but you take these false finishes or these actual finishes, some people call them, what are they called? Maneuver? The finishing maneuver?
Sure.
What a maneuver!
What a maneuver!
Right, so you take these and you transition them into...
Maneuver. Yes, maneuver.
It's because yesterday, RKO came out of the AA, right? That was so cool.
It was out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
It was out of nowhere. And
I can't think of him doing that before, or at least very rarely.
Well, what's funny is in the package before the match, they actually showed him doing it in one of their old matches, and they brought it back for this match. But it was awesome, and to be innovative after 11 years, like how many times did they work together? 150, right?
Apparently.
Yeah, and they, you know, and to be fair, so have, if you watch the Indies at all, so have Ambrose and Rollins. They've worked together a lot too, and they're still creating cool stuff. Yeah. So really happy with the pay-per-view. Really happy with Raw. Great finish to Raw.
Yeah, Ziggler making the save. The entire roster enters the ring, starts beating each other up. AA to Bo Dallas. I guess Bo Dallas did not have the best Raw ever.
No.
Near.
After getting destroyed by Ryback, I like how he actually came back out.
Zack Ryder got a paycheck today, which was cool.
Hey.
Yeah.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
I saw one of the Matadors, for God's sake.
Both.
Yeah.
And Torito.
Torito was there. Yeah, I didn't want Torito there, but you know he's cool, you know, and I just don't understand why he's there. Like you have this serious scene. It's kind of bull. Oh, I'm slow, man.
Talk about throwing grenades.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear it because I was looking on Twitter. I'm sorry, I missed the entire thing.
Is that one guy still tweeting like 5,000 memes as we?
Oh yeah, nonstop. I love Rostava, but I can't even like he was tweeting last night, but I watched the pay-per-view 4 hours late, so like I couldn't even.
Catch up.
Yeah, because I don't want to give anything because his memes give away stuff. Yeah. But he's awesome. I don't know how he does it or what happens, but
he's very creative. That's why.
Yeah, he probably put the tweet of me like near Ryback's crotch from that episode of Raw.
Rostafa, find a still shot of Christian in the shower with Ryback and get us a meme. Bam. Thanks.
There's certain websites for that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you became one.
Don't drop the soap.
I think that's what it was. It was like, or, I don't remember what the
Cathy
Kelley. But yeah, my like I got more tweets than ever last week. It was like 100 notifications, but it was all that guy.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, at least he's participating. Everybody else should be tweeting us too, man.
Yeah,
he is. But good Raw, everyone. I think.
Very good Raw.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Leading into Survivor Series, I think it's going to be a fun 3 weeks. I think I haven't heard anyone complain about Hell in a Cell besides the the hologram.
Wait, just keep doing that look.
I wanted to say to what you were saying earlier about only one match. I think this could be a year of not, because if John Cena has a team, he's not facing Brock Lesnar at the pay-per-view again.
No.
So if that's the case, I think they are more on the Survivor Series traditional route, where they have a couple of teams.
So when's that match happening, the Brock Cena?
That's a good question.
No?
I mean, the rumor is that he's off till Rumble, but I keep thinking that can't be true. But here we are about to have a end of November pay-per-view.
So what's the December pay-per-view? Is it called
TLC? Is that?
Oh, TLC.
Is that end of December?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it is.
I think so. And then the Rumb.
Yeah.
The Rumb.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
The Roy Rumb, everybody.
The Roy Rumb.
But yeah, overall, let us know what you think in the YouTube comments, of course, and make sure you listen to it on iTunes. But overall, pretty good Raw to close out the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Say something smart in the YouTube comments. These people are such idiots sometimes, man.
Oh, Jesus, now you just did it.
Well, there's just so much racism and nastiness.
Oh, you don't mean our listeners, you mean in general on YouTube.
No, I mean YouTube viewers. Not
of course,
our
they're the worst.
Dude. No.
Our listeners are good. They're smart.
Yeah. You'll see,
And
but
viewers.
you'll still see those YouTube people who find us on YouTube. It's suggested, and they go in there and they're like, they just say nasty stuff. And
For the most part, we don't get that.
But it's not. But is it not? YouTube is not the worst place.
Oh, it is
for comments.
Yeah, because you're just there's no identity, so you can just be as mean as you want.
Right.
Yeah, you could be as mean as you want and have Brock Lesnar as your profile pic.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, everyone for what's good about our viewers and listeners is they give their honest opinions in the YouTube comments.
Right. Yeah.
That's totally cool.
It is.
And
I saw a few last week, and people were like making like legitimate assessments of what they saw.
Because not every Monday Night Raw is that great. Other ones are great, and they're honest about it. If they like it, they say so. If not,
definitely.
I thought tonight was pretty cool. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
I did too.
I liked it a lot.
And I love Survivor Series. It's a really fun time of year, and all we have so far is a traditional match. Nothing else yet.
Yeah.
So I dig that.
I don't know that tonight felt like a Raw after a pay-per-view. Like, I feel like usually after pay-per-views we get a title change or something, like something just so shocking. And really the most shocking thing, I think, was Ryback coming back.
Yeah, and no Brock appearance, which would have really helped be on the tail end of that pay-per-view yesterday to see, like, oh, now Brock and Cena, maybe a face-off there, nothing from that.
They don't want to waste that paycheck. But I think I agree with you, Cathy, because there wasn't much fallout. We didn't get a lot of rematches. We didn't get a lot of anything. It was just like, boom, road to Survivor Series.
It was a great Raw.
I
just didn't feel like it was a Raw after a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. But at the same time, Hell in the Cell wasn't the biggest pay-per-view in the world either. So.
Yeah,
but also
we didn't have title changes. So
nope.
But with the pay-per-views now being more accessible to everyone, maybe we don't have to have as much of that rematch situation or whatever, because they're kind of presuming that you watched the pay-per-view. Before it was so special evented, it's like, well, if you paid $60, then you saw this. But now they kind of are hoping that you're watching everything. And they kind of put down pay-per-views now. They're like, if you paid $60 for this, you're missing a lot. Now you're getting the network.
I think, wouldn't Raw ratings bring in more money now than network ratings?
I don't know how that breaks out.
But either way.
Yeah.
Very good. Cathy Kelley, put yourself over, my dear.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley, and you can find me on Instagram at Cathy Kelley.
Dale Rutledge.
Hey, you can find me at The Walking Dale on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me and Johnny on Nerdist.com at the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast.
Christian Cole.
Extrian Cole on Twitter, and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every Wednesday night on MAV Television nationwide. That's channel 214 on DirecTV. You can also listen to Quasto on that exact same television program because he's one of the best commentators we have. And buy a house.
There's
from me.
only two.
I'm a real estate agent, so just I'll sell you homes.
You're at the top or the bottom. That's where you're
for
at.
God's sake.
Yeah.
At Jay Quasto, and of course, like Dale said, at Wrestling Buds. Guys, the show's fun. We had Dean Ambrose in the past few weeks. Last week, we had the who else? The Sasuke sisters. We had Kane, that damn demon, and a whole bunch of other people, so it's a fun show. And always, every single Monday, watch us and listen to us. Thank you so much. We love you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.